India has a serious diet problem and it's time that we talk about it. The Indian Council of Medical Research studied over 18,000 adults across the country. And here's what they found. Almost 65% of our daily calories come from carbs, one of the highest rates in the world. Now, carbs aren't the bad guys here, but the kind we eat mostly are processed and refined flour and sugar. And the same study shows that eating this way raises your risk of diabetes, pre-diabetes and obesity by up to 30%. But before we get into it, a quick reminder. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so that you don't miss any videos. What the data actually means. Let's be clear about something. This is not about giving up your rice or roti. It's about the imbalance. We eat carbs, which is perfectly okay in balance. The problem is that our diets are really low on protein, fiber, and lack sufficient vitamins and minerals. This imbalance keeps your blood sugar spiking, your metabolism slowing down, and your body storing more fat. And here's the good news. Just by increasing your protein intake by 5 to 10% and with those that absorb best in your body, adding in a few macros through good fats, you can seriously lower your risk of diabetes. What the study did not say. The study didn't say carbs are bad or that you should avoid them completely. It said something way simpler. We Indians are getting 62% of our calories from carbs, 12% from protein, and the rest from fat. We are the land of dairy and pulses, but we're only getting 2% of our calories from milk products and 1% from meat. And that could be driving our health problems. What you can actually do. You can fix this without completely changing everything that you eat. Here's how, step by step. Start your day with protein 5 days a week and complex carbs 2 days a week. You can even add on some fats to your carb days. Example, avocado with your toast, or with 2 slices of toast, you can add in vegetables and 1 teaspoon of butter on each slice. On the protein days, you can have eggs, chilas with dahi, or green moong dal dosas, which are all great options. This kind of a breakfast shift routine keeps your energy stable and regulates your cravings and make you feel like you're actually in control of your appetite and yourself. Change the consistency of your dal. Most people eat half a cup of watery dal, which is just not enough. What we need is a thick consistency of dal, which equals to the amount of carbs that you are having with it or in the same meal. So if you're having 1 cup of rice, then add on 1 cup of dal with it. Or if your choice for lunch is 2 cooked rotis of 60 grams, then have that same 1 cup of thick dal with the roti. Now rotate your dals, legumes and pulses. That is rajma, moong, tur dal, masoor dal, chole, lobia, etc. You can then bump up your protein by just adding besan or soya flour to your whole wheat atta. In case of having just roti or rice with your vegetables, have at least 1.5 cups of vegetables with it and add on a teaspoon of ghee over your roti or your rice. Watch your portions. If you love rice, great. Just measure it. 1 cup of cooked rice or 2 medium rotis is enough per meal for most people. Now fill up the rest of your plate with vegetables and you can add on an equal amount of protein to that carb that you are having. Twice a week, you could just have only protein by itself with vegetables. This will easily bump up even your protein content for the day. Snack smart. If you love snacking between meals, skip the biscuits and the namkeen. Try roasted chana or sprouts, a handful of nuts, Greek yogurt, or even a slice of cheese. Actually adding in these mid-meals regulates your hunger even better. Add protein to your dinner. End your day strong, not starving. Dinner could be just paneer or fish or eggs or even tofu with a large portion of vegetables. 2 days a week, you could actually have complex carbs with your vegetables, but keep it simple. Not too many combinations, not too much variety. Remember, the more variety you have, the more you will eat, the larger your meals become. So keep it light for the night. Here's a quick formula that you can remember. You can increase your protein by 20% by just adding 20 grams of cheese to your chila or your eggs, or combining moong dosas with dahi, or having a thick buttermilk with your grilled chicken. For your mid-meal, you could actually add feta to your salad or grate some tofu over your whole wheat crackers. Twice a week, you even could do a clean green protein supplement after your workout, or even swap your breakfast for this protein blended with fruit and some peanut butter. Remember one thing, even your carbs contain some amount of protein. It's the total of protein that comes from your carbs and your protein sources that contribute to a total protein requirement requirement in the day. If these are absorbed well in the body, you will do well even with 50 to 70 grams of protein in your diet based on your height, weight, and activity level. So most importantly, keep your gut right and moving well. A practical mindset shift. I know changing food habits is hard, but here's the thing. A balance of carbs, protein, and fiber makes you feel fuller and have sustained energy through the day. Very less protein may make you feel tired, eat more, lose hair, and even skin elasticity. Lose skin elasticity. Proteins signal your body that you are satisfied. That's your body thanking you. So start small. Don't remove or take away what you love. Just rebalance what's already existing on your current plate. Less fear, more awareness. Tell me in the comments what's one change you made in your meals that actually helped you feel better.